Heading out to a Bluebird wanderlodge. Been working on this bus on and off over the last few weeks. Nothing major so far. Started with, it had a Carter AFB carburetor on it that needed rebuilt. Took it off, took it home. Put parts in the ultrasonic tank, got them cleaned up. Rebuilt it with a kit from Jegs, got it back on there. When I was rebuilding it, I noticed the secondaries were disconnected, and it is a spread bore carb. I was a little confused by that. When I got back out to the bus, I realized they have an intake for 4 of the same size bores on the carburetor. So the secondaries hit the intake manifold and would never open. So we ordered a spacer plate for that, got it back on there and working. Next up, I need to get the fuel tank cleaned out and get some more fuel filters in line because the fuel system in it's trashed right now from sitting. Then after that, it's got pointed ignition. I'm trying to convince the customer to do a conversion to go to electronic ignition on it. Ignition switch was cut out of it. Somebody tried to steal it. It's missing batteries. We need to go pick up a couple new batteries for it. Ignition switch I found locally, but I'm afraid to put a new one in until we get out of the neighborhood it's in because I don't want someone cutting up a new ignition switch again, trying to steal it. I got to figure out what's going on with the brakes on it. It's got hydraulic brakes, pedal goes to the floor, but I can't find any leaks under it yet, so I have to do a little more work on that, and then it's going to need 6 tires. So it's been an on and off project over the last few weeks. The customer lives in Chicago and comes down here to work on it for a day or two every week or two. So hopefully either this week or next week we should be able to get enough stuff done to have it back up on the road and going for them. So we're out here at the Wonder Lodge. She's a little rough, but definitely worth saving. But when I told you someone tried to steal it, I wasn't kidding when I said this thing is not in a good neighborhood. So we're trying to do as much as we can to get it ready to run without actually putting it in drivable condition until we're absolutely ready to move it. Let me go ahead and get the keys out here. I'll get it unlocked to get inside of it, and I'll show you around the inside a little bit. Alright, we're in the Wonder Lodge. It's got a Ford Super Duty industrial big block in it. Carter carburetor I just rebuilt is on there. I still need to finish getting it hooked up. Next up is going to be figuring out what's going on with the brakes on it. And talking to the customer, I don't know if we're going to go ahead and drain the fuel tank yet, or if we're going to see about putting a fuel cell where the passenger seat goes just to get it moved and out of here. But they've started doing a little bit of their conversion inside the bus. It's partially been stripped up front here. Got a little bit of a water leak starting. It's been sitting here for, I think, almost a year. Bathroom, kitchen, they have the seats back here for the little dinette. Driver and passenger seat are sitting back here. First time I came out here, homeless people had been squatting in it in the time that he hadn't been out here. It had been a few weeks. Somebody had broke in. We had to change the locks on it again. Like I said, someone has tried to steal it from here. They've stolen the batteries out of it. They've cut some wires on it to take the copper. Cut the ignition switch out of it. Tools have been stolen out of it. It's really not in a good neighborhood, and that's kind of what's been driving the customer to get it out of here. So nothing huge stopping us from getting it on the road right now. It's just kind of a budget thing. They can only spend so much at a time, so I'm trying to work with them. As they have the money to fix it, I'm doing as much as I can with what they can spend. This is the ignition switch out of the bus. It's a GM style. I believe it's a 67 to like 72 GM truck. But where they cut it right here, there's usually a tower that sticks up where the lock cylinder goes. But on these, if you cut them flat right here, you can put a screwdriver in there and just start it without the key. So somebody really did try to steal this bus. They wanted it, but joke's on them. The bus doesn't actually run right now.